Hi. I just wanted to have a little bit of a chat about an idea or a growth strategy that Phil and I have been working on for some time now. And it's something that, a lot of people probably don't realise that there's opportunities in the cafe space or in the cafe franchise space to get in at a lower entry cost. And there's a little bit of I suppose, strategy we've been working on, and we call it stellar rising. And it's basically there's a lot of cafes out there in the marketplace. Phil and I see that there's a lot of independent cafes, and for many reasons they've jumped into this dream of having a cafe, a couple of years ago, and they've worked it, and they work out that it's not for them. Sometimes I think it happens earlier than that. It can happen, after a number of months, because it's without the systems and the support behind your business, which is what we provide with Stella Rossa, it can be a hard gig. It's not just a matter of opening the doors and pouring coffee and making food. There's a lot more that goes into it. So with that, there's opportunities out there, and it's something we've actually just started. We're looking at opportunities at the moment, and we've identified that there are a lot of independent cafes, and it's not something that we're going to be very choosy. We want it to be on brand to. Well, won't say on brand, but from a size perspective, there's certain criteria. But definitely, I suppose, the cost of actually setting up a cafe. Phil handles the back end of setting up brand new cafes. So,
and I think it kind of boils down to, you might have seen in your own local area or suburb, there's 3 or 4 cafes. At some point, one may close or shut down. You're like, oh, I like that cafe. Why did it shut down and close? Or why is it not there anymore? Or it's got a for sale sign in the window. Sometimes, like Darren said, people get into business running a cafe, and they might go, look, it's not for me, or there's personal issues or health issues that play a part in life. It's life in general. Things happen. So then being able to take advantage of the fact that the site's built, and there might be some key things in terms of, tiles on the floor, kitchen equipment, major things like air conditioning and exhaust canopies.
And these are big capital expenses, aren't they?
They're the things that certainly add up quickly with any shop fit build, are things like that. They're the big ticket items that, if we can use an existing store shop, it fits into our model of what we're trying to deliver and what we're looking for, it can end up saving significant costs to the new franchise partner that comes in.
Yeah, being able to reuse all that infrastructure, and that can be, coming in if the bones of the business are there, like if everything's in place. And we know that we will have to work around some certain things that aren't, and probably change the flow a bit because of our system now. But if the bones of it are there, that's all. That capital expenditure is it's all been realised, so it's gone. So, and some of these businesses, we know that we can help exit the current owner, get them out with making a little bit of money out of the sale of their business, and then come in and
they exist in a number of formats, I suppose, and a number of circumstances, which everyone's got their own individual circumstances, and these sites that come up at the same. They might be someone looking to sell their business for what we believe is a reasonable price, which represents value in the saving of the build cost. It could be that the store's actually closed and it gets presented to us from a leasing agent or a centre manager for a complex that's looking to release the site, and there's some existing infrastructure in play. Or it could be that we've had franchisees or franchise partners come to us, existing ones that they've located a previous tenancy, and then we've basically stellarised it and turned it into a Stella Rossa functioning cafe.
And that can be, a coat of paint, recladding the front counter, changing a few things around. Like we'll brand it, be fully stellarised. Stellarised, but full Stella Rossa branding. Some of the things that we can do just to tweak it. It's fairly, pretty low cost, and it also gives, the opportunity then from a brand, we can actually present what we're about to do to the landlord, where, we're from in leasing terms, we're considered a good covenant, which will then give us some an opportunity then to probably even renegotiate with the landlord to be on behalf of the incoming franchisee. Get a better terms, maybe get a little bit of contribution out of the landlord to be able to put towards that. So, it's something that, it's pretty exciting stuff. And, I think, when we really start opening up and looking at, what's out there, we'll be surprised about, the amount of opportunities that are out.
Yeah, and I think from a site selection, the site still needs to stack up. It still needs to be what we perceive as it'll work for a Stella Rossa, and it might be way too big, or it could be way too small and just a poor set out, or a bad street location, or a bad spot in a complex or a centre.
Yeah. Not easy access. It could be
lack of parking. Providing it ticks the majority of the boxes, then we'll start doing some homework on it to see whether we can turn it into a Stella Rossa, and it'll to someone's advantage. Yeah.
And look, I suppose on that point, Phil, we've got a 10-point, I suppose, criteria. There is a few more points to it, but there's 10 key points.
Yeah.
So anything that reaches 7 or above is pretty much a go for us. I mean, preferably 8, but sometimes there's some different circumstances there. But if it doesn't, if it's only meets 5 of those points, and then we might sit down and talk about it. We might be looking at what's the future growth of the area. There's a number of criteria, but we've got I suppose we've got a more robust model now that we've got these key points that that we need before we'll continue on with the site. So it's not just there's a good site, good fit out, let's go. There's more to it than that.
Yeah, I think it just gives us another feather in the cap, I suppose, with available stock to offer to franchise partners. Not everyone might be interested in that. They might want something that's nice and new and shiny.
Yeah.
That they can put their own little twist on as it goes through its fit-out stage. But there are other people with a different budget level that this may well suit.
Yeah. Absolutely. And it's, like I said before, it's pretty exciting stuff. And, looking forward from to get out there and have a good look around and, see what we can uncover. So there definitely is some little gems out there, that's for sure.
Yeah.